For 10,000 years, the rhythm of human life was dictated by two things: the rising of the sun and the changing of the seasons. Our world was made of wood, stone, and muscle. Our power came from the wind, the water, and the backs of animals. Humanity lived within nature. Then, in the damp workshops of 18th century Britain, something new was born. Something that would sever that ancient bond forever. It wasn't a political idea or a new religion. It was a machine. This is the story of the Industrial Revolution, the quiet, world-shattering upheaval that began with the hiss of steam and ended with the creation of the modern world. It is the story of how we built cities, conquered distance, and created unimaginable wealth, and how, in the process, we may have lost a part of our soul. The principle was simple, known since ancient times. Boiling water creates steam, and expanding steam creates pressure. For centuries, it was a novelty, but in an England with deep coal mines constantly flooding with water, that novelty became a necessity. Early engines were designed simply to pump water. They were monstrously inefficient, but they worked. The breakthrough came from a Scottish instrument maker named James Watt. Tasked with repairing one of these engines, he didn't just fix it, he revolutionized it. By adding a separate condenser, he dramatically increased the engine's power and efficiency. It was a technical tweak with world-changing consequences. For the first time in history, humanity had a source of power that was not dependent on location, weather, or animal strength. It was power on demand. Watt's engine was first put to work where Britain's wealth was already growing: textiles. Before, spinning and weaving were done in cottages, a slow process tied to the rhythm of family life. The steam engine changed everything. Now, dozens, then hundreds of looms could be brought together under one roof, all powered by a single, giant engine. The factory was born, and with it, a new kind of life. People flooded from the countryside to the cities for work, trading the open fields for the deafening roar of the workshop. Their lives were no longer governed by the sun, but by the factory whistle and the relentless tyranny of the clock. They worked 14-hour days in dangerous, unsanitary conditions for pitiful wages. The poet William Blake called these new factories dark, satanic mills. As factories grew, so did the cities around them. Manchester, Liverpool, Glasgow. They exploded into sprawling, chaotic metropolises, their skies permanently choked with coal smoke. This was urbanization on an unprecedented scale, and it created a society of brutal contrasts. A new class of industrialists and bankers, the bourgeoisie, amassed fortunes that would rival the old aristocracy. They built grand townhouses and lived lives of opulent comfort. Just streets away, the new working class, the proletariat, was crammed into squalid, overcrowded slums without sanitation or clean water. Disease, cholera, typhus was rampant. This was the world that would inspire Charles Dickens and horrify Friedrich Engels. It was a world of progress built upon the foundation of human misery. The revolution needed to move. It needed to transport raw materials to the factories and finished goods to the markets. The solution was to put the steam engine on wheels. The railway was born. The impact was breathtaking. For the first time in history, land travel was faster than a horse's gallop. Journeys that once took days now took hours. The landscape itself was re-engineered, with tunnels blasted through mountains and viaducts spanning valleys. The railway didn't just shrink distance, it annihilated it. It connected the nation, standardized time, and became the ultimate symbol of the unstoppable, earth-shattering power of the industrial age. Not everyone celebrated this new age. The Luddites, skilled artisans whose livelihoods were destroyed by the new machines, staged desperate rebellions, smashing looms in the dead of night. They were brutally suppressed. They weren't just anti-technology. They were fighting to preserve a way of life. A more intellectual response came from a German philosopher observing the conditions in England. Karl Marx saw this new society not as progress, but as a new stage of historical conflict, the struggle between the bourgeoisie, who owned the means of production, and the proletariat, who owned only their labor. His Communist Manifesto was a direct response to the injustices of the Industrial Revolution, a new political ideology that would shape the next century as profoundly as the steam engine shaped its own. This is the fulcrum. The Industrial Revolution never ended. It just changed fuel. The age of steam gave way to the age of oil, then the age of electricity, and now the age of information. But the world it created is the world we inhabit, a world of sprawling cities, global supply chains, and lives dictated by the clock. A world of unprecedented technological power and comfort, but also one grappling with its consequences, environmental destruction, social inequality, and a profound sense of alienation from the natural world. The rhythmic chugging of that first steam engine is the heartbeat of our modern reality. We are all children of the machine.